Well, it's Humpday. It's Jim. Hope this finds everybody doing good, man. I really do. You're thinking, Jim, what are you doing here on Harry for Wednesdays? Well, I'm not. Harry's for the weekends. I started thinking about things like, you know what? I have a passion for Casper and E.T as well. Casper being paranormal, E.T being UAPs. And I was like, well, hey, let's give them Wednesdays. So that's what I'm going to do. On Wednesdays, I'm going to share stories and stuff because, I mean, there's a lot going on out there, guys. I'm 56. I'm a late fall rooster. But I don't wear horse blinds. I want to see everything out there. I want people to bring things to my attention to where, science, I want proof. I want to look at it and do my analysis of it and look at it and say, okay, ooh, this is a good rabbit hole. I want to go down and check it out. Now, at the same time, the rabbit hole you're going down, it may not end like you wanted it to. And you're like, oh, man. And you get bummed out. But don't. What you need to realize is all that gravy, that's what I call all the stuff you learned, I call it gravy. Going down this rabbit hole. Sure, it might not have ended like you wanted to and you hope for a different turnout. At the same time, you learn so much getting to that point. So, I mean, that's what this whole thing is about. I mean, y'all know Harry's my passion. I love Harry. But at the same time, I mean, there's just so much paranormal and UAPs. The ocean, I mean, come on. Remember, no horse blinds. This is a little different than with Harry's show. You really don't have to worry about visualizing, the heights and stuff like that because this is completely different. Just the stories themselves and how crazy it's become. I mean, it is there's a lot of them out there. And it's exciting. I thought, hey, all right, Jimbo, let's do this too. So, hey, here we go. I'm excited to say this is just going to be a short show, give you an idea of what kind of things we're going to discuss on this as well. If you join me on the weekends for Harry, thank you. If you're seeing this, you want to be part of this as well, thank you. Become part of it. That's all I'm trying to do. Just share gravy, and hopefully in time, people reach out to me because I'm nobody. I'm not famous. No one really knows who I am. At the same time, I enjoy this passion. A year ago, a friend came to me and we started a podcast, kind of opened my door to this. I thought, well, hey, he's gone on his route, and I hope things go well for him. I don't wish any bad words on anybody. And I said, well, Jim, what do you love a lot? Well, y'all know how much I love Harry. And I was like, well, you know what? Gosh, I got a lot on Casper and E.T as well. So I said, okay, let's do that, So that's what I'm going to do. What this is going to be. I mean, just certain things like going from the Battle of Los Angeles in the 40s, all our artillery so shot over Los Angeles. I mean, that's one of them. We'll break down and go over Project Blue Book. That's another one, too. There's a lot behind that. In fact, it can even relate to, I'm old school, so I understand Close Encounters. I mean, some of y'all ought to understand that. But it can relate to Close Encounters and Devil's Tower. Been there. That was pretty cool, Devil's Tower. And then one of my favorite shows, like I do with Harry, I break down Expedition Bigfoot. Well, on this one, starting in March, I'm excited to say coming back. I don't know the date. I'll find out. But Skinwalker Ranch. Now, that's a rabbit hole I enjoy being down, y'all. I mean, it is, it's, I think they're going on their fifth season, maybe sixth. It's intriguing. I got so much stuff on that from the LiDARs to what they saw. Oh, man, the orbs. That mesa. I think there's something on that mesa. Because if you look at that mesa, how flat that mesa is, and then that one area where they're concentrating on, it does look like it's caved in. But anyway, anywho, just to give you a little idea, that's when that comes on, I'll be breaking that down too, like I do with Expedition Bigfoot, because that's Travis Taylor. Man, big fan of Travis Taylor, man. I was talking about gravy. When he talks, I'm a big country biscuit soaking up that gravy. Because it's just how we're trying to do. We're trying to learn more about what we find a passion in. And we share with people. That's all I want to do. Is maybe get your mind off something else and start thinking, oh, you know what? That's right, man. Let's think about something different. I mean, that's it, man. It should be fun, interesting, exciting. Like I said, I'm not, it takes time. I keep pushing forward. There's so much to talk about, especially with the paranormal. I had some instances when we did recordings back when I recorded my show, my bud. I record here in my house. I'm in Riverside, Texas. Shout out to Riverside. It's basically getting cold. Get ready for it, everybody. I record here at nighttime. It'll be like 9 o'clock, sometimes 10, 11 o'clock my time. And so late. During our show and our recording sessions, y'all, and this is no kidding, and I can't wait to do it, because the orbs, I would have orbs that would come on the show. Serious, y'all. You probably think, no, really. Orbs would come on, go all over the place. So one, I had hummingbirds, like a hummingbird of orbs. I even have one show when we did it. I didn't see it until I went back and watched it. What the world was that in front of me? But like some mass that came down in front of me and moved across. So I think once a month, I'll do a show at night to see if I can get them to interact. Because they seem to feed off every time we talk about something unexplained, paranormal, or something like that. It was insane. So I'm excited to hopefully bring that to y'all out there so y'all can understand what I'm dealing with here, because there's stories like next door neighbor passed away, unfortunately, and her urn is in there. But, if you go back, you think about it, hey, you burn the soul, whatnot, you burn the ashes, can't come back, or maybe holds on to something. So, there's some stories I can go off on that when time does come, because it's exciting. People they go out to places and that to get some interaction. I don't have to leave my house. You'll, hopefully, things are crossed, hopefully, but they appeared all the time when we were doing. Me and Steve were going back and forth, and we would even say something like, "Jeez, Almighty!" Maybe at the States too. I go to the States. E.T.'s always big on. Everybody knows nuclear plants and whatnot. Different theories. That's I hope in time this can expand, and I get more people out there that will come back to me. Because, like I said, I'm all about giving gravy and receiving gravy. Just as a dude puts it in my head and adds it to everything that we know. That's all this is about. There might be something you guys know that I don't know. We'll even talk about, the States would be a good thing, I reckon. Even like the Miami incident that happened New Year's Eve, was a couple years ago. Portals appeared. There's so much to talk about. And I sure would love to get feedback from y'all. Because, like I said, I've learned now how you can go up to the top, and go over, and leave me a comment and tell me maybe something you heard about. Because I have some great stories too. Some good stories. I had that by the Arizona Life one. Everybody knows about that. These are just simple ones to think about, stuff we can discuss. And then one of my big ones, and then you got Bob Lazar. That'll be another one to talk about. He came out in the 80s, a whistleblower about Area 51. And see, it's all about the rabbit hole, right? The information is what makes you go in that rabbit hole. But people blew him off back then a lot, but some didn't. Some believed in what he was saying. I was one of them. But like some of the things he said, like some of the elements on the table that he talked about, the elements they had that weren't on the table yet, periodic table, that are now, Roswell in 1947. Come on. That's like the Harry golden ticket. The video. That's kind of like the golden ticket to get everything going in the direction it did. Because, for so long, Area 51 doesn't exist. Okay. The Roswell, that crash. They even said in the paper, remember, in the papers back then was UFO crashes. Then the next day it's retracted and repainted. Oh, it was a water balloon. Okay. Yeah, no. This is what's crazy about this. And this is what's going to be fun about this, y'all. Because my mind goes beyond and thinks about different things and different approaches. But you cannot sit out there and tell me, this is 1947, okay? 50, 60, 70 years ago. Reverse engineering, Bob Lazar talked about. You can't tell me that isn't why technology has advanced so much in such a short time to where it is now. I'm a big believer in that's why a lot of things we have now is because started with that. And still to this day they get a shift. Yes, you hear stories all the time. This would be fun. The E.T. part of it, and like I said, I love the Casper part too. There are a lot of good haunted places out there. I have some here local to me, here in close to me, not too far away. Chapel Hill Cemetery is one of them. There's some places in Galveston. There's a battleship, I believe, in Corpus Christi. Uh, there's a haunted house here. Golly, that's in North Texas. I forget what that one was. I mean, there's a lot. I said, well, shoot, Jimbo. Because, like I said, I express how much I enjoy Harry. I do, guys. At the same time, I was like, well, you got all this other stuff. We can have fun with this. I mean, we even Men in Black. Come on. I mean, this is just maybe think about something different. Because, like I said, things are the way they are, guys. I'm sorry, and if you like it, rock on. I don't want to talk about any of that. I want to be able to get your mind to think and say, "Ooh, wow, I forgot about that." Or, yeah, the technology, that's a good point. Oh, wow, I didn't hear about that one. I mean, think about the oceans. I mean, how much of the oceans we haven't been able to explore. I mean, of course, now they have the subs and stuff like that to go down. But how far can they go down? Can they go all the way down to the abyss? I mean, are there alien bases in the ocean? I would say so. You know, how about the Nimitz video? I mean, there's so much. From the West Coast, the Pacific Ocean, down south down there, Catalina Island, I believe it's called. That's a pretty good hotspot too. And it's always around a lot of bases. To the East Coast of North Carolina. Or not North Carolina. Yeah, off the coast there, off the Atlantic. Things have happened down by Florida. Yeah, it's interesting. It'd be a lot of fun because I'm all about thinking outside the box. I mean, that's fun. That's what gets you, and it's no problem. If you live like this, your horse blinds, rock on. My job is hopefully by the time of each show, hey, maybe I've got you to crack that a little bit and say, oh, hey, that's a pretty good idea. Oh, well, I didn't think about that. And the same thing I ask all of you out there. Man, if y'all have heard something, or maybe if I've said something, because I don't know. You guys, I'm not saying what I'm saying. This is how it is. No. I'm just sharing the gravy that I have. Now, I might be misinformed. I might have some small detail wrong. And for that, I apologize. I'm just trying to open people's minds up and think about beyond. I mean, if you can look up into the space and listen, I have some friends. Love you, OMAC, that believe that we didn't land on the moon. Now, there may be some of you out there who believe that. I still love them. And those are the ones I have fun talking to. I mean, because it's fun. And, you got to take it in. You got to respect that. And I do. I'm not saying, what? Okay. Why do you say that? And it's fun. Oh, my. We've sat there and had to, people like that are fun to sit down with because it's a fun little conversation. Because you got to giggle. You have a good time. You get them to laugh. So, yeah, shout out to that. But if you can look out to outer space and think that we're the only ones here, come on. You don't live in a horse blind. You're like looking through little keyholes. There's too much out there. And with all this seeing now beyond the stars, and then you hear, what's a recent one? I heard this one recent, guys. Like I said, I'm just going to break down the things. We're not getting into anything. It's just going to give you a general idea how Wednesdays will be here with this show. We call it the Casper and E.T. show. Because it's just a general. It doesn't give a specific. It's just a general. Y'all know Casper's a ghost. E.T. is outer space. It's pretty simple. It'll be fun. It'll be exciting. It'll be something different. And then hopefully in time, like I said, you all reach back to me and let me know what you think. Or if there's anything you'd like me to add to it, for sure. Because there's so many good shows out there too, from I've watched in time Ghost Hunters, Expedition X, Josh. I like that Unexplained said Ghost Brothers. Shout out to Ghost Brothers. Well, I miss those guys. They were always fun, And they go to some different places. I mean, there's some good ones. And it'll be fun to break down. And each week I'll break down like I do with Harry. I'll just start with a couple stories, so I'll do that with one with TT and one with Casper's story to start off with. And then we'll go from there on situations of what we're talking about. But having Skinwalker come back, that's pretty exciting. That's just like Expedition Bigfoot. And they have some interesting stuff going on there, guys. I mean, seeing stuff like the orb going to one side of the mesa and coming out on the other. So I talk about a wormhole. I mean, it's intriguing. The LiDAR scans, and then when some of the scans I've been doing, y'all, the LiDAR scans are detecting under the ground, and it doesn't do that. LiDAR is not supposed to go under the ground. So what's doing that? You know, they finally got to the mesa last year, I think it was, on one side. Because there's like an object, 200 feet long, I guess 40, 50 feet wide. They're trying to burrow through the mesa on one side and burrow to the other side so they can send things down to go back and forth to find out what that is. You know, that's the thing with Bigelow. When Bigelow owned it, I was hoping, you know, he's no longer here. God bless, that sucks. I was hoping when he passed to be like, hey, you know what, I want to release everything I knew about Skinwalker Ranch. But of course, no. You know, I think he has stuff that the government has there at his place, facility in Nevada. Because being privately owned is protected. It doesn't. You don't have to give out everything, you know, that confidentiality thing they have right now that the government has to say, well, it doesn't work with privately owned individuals. No. So it's interesting because he had a lot of stuff he did on the sites after that. They have a Beyond Skinwalker. If y'all haven't checked some of those out, that's interesting too. You know, I'll go on stories on that as well. I've seen a lot of good stuff from Bradshaw Ranch. Really intriguing there. That he owned the same time he owned Skinwalker Ranch. You know, and some of the stuff they're discovering there. It's about looking at all the crumbs. Do you want to go down? Remember, do you want show me the evidence, show me the proof, and let me see if I can go down that rabbit hole because it's fun. You know, we all hope the rabbit hole ends up like we're hoping it will by seeing what we see, but it doesn't always end that way. But just remember, it's what you've learned getting to there, and it'll help you next time for another rabbit hole you're approaching. Like, oh, okay, wait a minute. You go back and you think about it. So. Yeah, this will be exciting. I'm excited. I just want to share. It's just a short little video. It's nothing extreme, nothing in particular. It's a general thing that Wednesdays, being hump day, you're at the top of the hill, guys. The weekend's right there. You know what's at the weekend? What is that? What's that in the trees? That's Harry. Oh, that's right. We get to listen to Harry stuff, Harry gravy on the weekends. Hump day, we have Casper E.T. gravy. The weekends, we have Harry gravy. So I just want to touch base and let you guys know how it is. Everybody here in Texas, I'm basically across the whole U.S., United States. It's not like a lot of people listening to me. But if you are, or you're here that's on down the road, hope you're staying warm. Hope you know that the weekend's close. But most important, just let you know what this is going to be. I'm excited about it. So this will be an E.T. and Casper gravy show, I guess, or something like that. But I'll still put it on my Harry page because it's kind of like everything unexplained, kind of. We'll stick with that. Most important, yeah, just remember, you keep smiling. And Mel, here's the one thing I was thinking about, my little end thing here, okay? When you look to the stars, remember, we're not alone. But beware the shadows you pass by if they move. And if they do, reach out to me, let me know. Y'all take care of yourself. Be kind to one another, okay? And we'll see you Saturday for Harry or next Wednesday for the first Casper and E.T. show. Thanks, y'all. You take care of yourselves. Bye.